This is one of several public hearings that the Environment and Planning Committee is conducting to inform itself about the issues relevant to the inquiry.
Many issues have arisen in Australian apartment buildings, highlighting that the regulation of apartment construction has not kept up with the rapid pace of industry growth.
Too often, policies are developed and implemented with little regard to real-world or market impacts.
Councils are supportive of planning mechanisms that deliver more sustainable, better designed apartments.
It is not appropriate that planning and building regulation be written in a prescriptive and or mandatory form.
Yes, Melbourne's ahead in build to rent and we're going to have some really great products and really great rental supply. But Sydney will fast catch up.
One of the limitations of the guidelines when they're put in place is they can often be enforced as a mandatory standard when there should be a little bit more flexibility to allow innovation and creativity.
The findings of our report were that there is very clear evidence that exposure to daylight is significantly beneficial for a wide range of human health conditions and well-beings.
Why hasn't it taken a pandemic? Why has it taken regulation to try and get the industry up to a standard that, quite frankly, I think that the public is asking for?
What I would say is that Melbourne's apartment market has only existed for 20 years. It's quite immature. It has a lot of maturing to go, and there has definitely been lessons learned by the industry across the board in terms of the design standards that people expect longer term.
Surely if you've got a zoning that says you can do this, you need to have some definition of what's permitted in the zone.
We don't oppose height requirements. We don't oppose reasonable height requirements, reasonable site coverage, things like that. But it's when you see the assessment and determination at local government level, try and play around with that for something lesser, then you're not getting that truth in zoning.
I'm really interested in discussing compliance and enforcement.
It's an ongoing struggle, I think, in planning to get that right and to get the right amount of staff in.
There's evidence of non-compliance with planning permits. We have a number of other councils who are doing desktop audits and also finding examples of non-compliance.
Is the market changing? Are we seeing more residential purchases, or are we still heavy reliance on investors?
So that number of investor-focused buildings has certainly decreased, and proportionally we've seen an increase in owner-occupier focused projects.
There has also been a modest increase in demand for multi-units in regional Victoria.
What do you want to see come out and policy recommendations and things in this report?
We would like to see some time for industry just to recover, get its head around where things are at the moment, rather than the continually shifting sands of even more regulation.
As an outcome, we need strengthened accountability across all construction processes, improved practitioner and industry performance, and strengthened regulatory functions.
Specifically, wind action, so the effect of the wind on a building and the acceleration that people experience living in the building when there are windy conditions. The planning for water ingress and waterproofing, specifically in car parks. And the other thing we think really could do with a lot of planning upfront is the fire safety systems within building.
We might leave it there. Thank you very much. There's some really interesting information.